So guys, I want to talk to you about like this one overlooked thing that can make you a fortune, and it is engagement, specifically social media engagement. Let me show you something. Have a look at this. All right. So yesterday went live, talked about the book, frank+kernbook.com, did $2,400. Awesome. Just from the organic traffic. 9 G's in the past 4 days. Ridiculous. Thing number one is, good Lord, this stuff works, right? Who knew? Okay, maybe everybody knew, and I just had my head up my butt. I always thought it was dumb. Reason I thought it was dumb is because you can't control it, or I thought you couldn't control it. So it was like all these years, I'm like, oh, you guys are dummies. You should only advertise because you can control advertising. I still believe wholeheartedly in advertising. But what I found is if you build like all this organic content and then you boost it with advertising, you start to build an audience. And I believe that an audience is the new email list. Well, if we look at the amount of people that are seeing all of this stuff on Facebook, like typically when you send an email to your list, what do you send it to? Let's say I send a great, well-written copy to my list, my email list, I might get a couple thousand visitors or something. I go live on one of these damn things, and I'm getting a couple thousand viewers just like without having to use the email list at all. Built a podcast earlier in the year, get a couple thousand downloads every single day. Long story short is, content, social media really works, but the audience is the thing. You will get more play from an audience than you will necessarily a list because you can target them. And they buy like crazy, as evidenced by the organic traffic stuff I've been showing you. So like finally, the one overlooked thing that could make you a fortune is not social media itself, it is engagement on social media. So the big thing that can make you a fortune is engagement from those audiences. And what I mean by engagement is in getting them to talk to you on social. And one of the easiest ways is getting them to comment as a means to start a dialogue with them. So it's almost like the commenting now and the engagement is a form of opting in. Let me show you some good old-fashioned evidence. What you see right now, Facebook, and anyone who's like watching this on Facebook or YouTube, you're seeing my screen. You guys are seeing a little app that we signed up for yesterday called Agora Pulse. All right. So what Agora Pulse allows you to do is log in to all of your social networks, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc., and like manage and respond to comments. So what it'll allow you to do is set up something called an inbox filter, which means if someone says a certain word in a comment, you can assign a label to them, and you can say like, hey, you can assign that person to someone on your team to follow up with. Okay. So check this out. Yesterday, I went live on the Facebooks and was like, hey, if you're interested in taking my branding class, type branding in the comments. Earlier today, I did the same thing. Right now, I'm doing it again. Look how many people have done this. I'm just going to scroll down, keeping on scrolling down. Like every single one of these are people who engaged with the post, typed in a comment. Now we have the ability to follow up with them. So it's not like I have a gazillion people. It's just that this stuff freaking works. And the real big thing here is this engagement, because now that someone has commented, I can start that dialogue with them. And here's why that's important for all of us. Number one, from an algorithmic standpoint, engagement equals loving from social media networks. The other thing is when you get those people to comment like this, specifically on Facebook in this circumstance, they're on a list that you can now broadcast to. So many people that typed in branding got a direct message from Tyler and then scheduled a time to talk to him about attending this class, and he enrolled some people into the class. So it worked. It directly made money. So anyway, that content from last night, here's what I'll do with it now. I'll strip out the audio. I'll turn it into a podcast. In the podcast, I've been running commercials for the book. So like all this stuff works in synergy which is freaking awesome. So if you would like to learn like how to do this in an organized and systematic way, type branding in the comments, and Tyler will now shoot you a link to a little video, and you can fill out a form and talk to him about attending the class if you want to. It's a 6-week class. It's taught by me live, and it is facilitated by my team live as well, in helping you do the following. Number 1, figure out your best sales process for use with this type of thing. Number 2, identify exactly who you want to attract and build your brand around. Number 3, know exactly what to say to them in terms of creating content. Number 4, know exactly how to pitch to them in terms of making offers consistently. And next, how to actually turn that content into ads and how to run those ads, like without spending a tremendous amount of money, and hopefully run them profitably. And finally, how to take each piece of content and compound it across multiple mediums. If you haven't got the Convert book yet, you need to get the book. It's $5.60. It's nothing. It's an instant download. You can read it on your iPad, your phone. I think you'll love it. If you don't love it, okay, I'll give you back your whopping $5.60. You can keep the thing anyway. So go get that book if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I'll come to you tomorrow with more good stuff that you can hopefully use to enhance your campaigns, build your brand, build your audience, and make more money. Until then, I'll see y'all later. Tomorrow specifically. Take it easy.